Hi everyone, I'm Marcy with Make It Work Marcy. I have another homeschooling video. I put out a video every Monday. They're not always on homeschool, but they are every Monday. I do lifestyle videos, homeschool, cleaning, cooking, all that. So today let's talk about my plan for February for homeschool. I'm going to show you my planner part of this video at the very end, but first let me show you the books that we're going to use. I do have a detailed curriculum video if you want to watch it, and I'll link it at the end of this one because I think that will give you more of a walkthrough of the books that we use. But for now, let me just show you these books and what we're changing and keeping the same. For my son Samuel, who's 5, he's going to continue with this book. It is called Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. It's not easy. It's very difficult. And so we are taking a lot longer than 100 lessons. We usually divide it up into 2 or 3 parts each lesson. So it's taking us a lot longer than 100 days, but I don't care because he's going to learn how to read. And so we're going to keep doing that probably through the end of the year for Samuel. For him, for like math and stuff, I use these books from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has a million different books, especially for his age, for like 5 to 7 years old, kindergarten, first grade. And I love those books because they're obviously $1. So I got like 20, and he has fun because they're just little colorful fun. You know, they trace the number, they do different little activities in these books. And so he loves those books. So I use those for him. And then for my girls, Olivia's 9 and Sophia's 11, we are using these books. For history, we use Story of the World. We love this book. I read it to the kids and they listen, and then they answer questions from me at the end. They're not in the book. I just make up questions at the end. Then for Bible, we use this, The Great Covenant. We love this book. I just read to the kids. I usually read for 1 or 2 days, and then they answer questions the next 1 or 2 days also. And they love history and Bible. My daughter told me yesterday those are their 2 favorite subjects. Let me show you what's going to take the place of English this month for my girls. They usually do timeforlearning.com, which is online. And I was paying $35 a month for it, and it's fine, it's great. But I went to set up February's curriculum for Time for Learning, and it was like all this creative writing stuff, which is fine, but they're going to take a creative writing class. So I said, okay, well, we're done with English, I think, for this year, because they're going to take that creative writing class separately. And so I just gave them the quizzes at the end of the program. They did great on the quizzes. They got really good grades. So we're done with English. What's going to take the place of it is science. The Organ-Wise Guys. I'll show you guys a quick walkthrough of this book. So this is the Organ-Wise Guys, and it's really easy, just simple to read to them. This one's basically a lot of anatomy stuff, which is really fun for me as a nurse to watch them learn just how amazing the human body is. And then there's this one which really focuses on health. So you're obviously still talking about the body, but just ways that you can keep it healthy. So my kids do some science at their hybrid school. That's where they are now. They're in a STEAM class, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. Then my girls take a French class, and then Olivia and Samuel take a fitness fun class, while Sophia takes a project management class. I didn't write out the pages for these books because I just kind of went through them, figured out how many pages we would need to read per day to get through them in the month. I'll just read through the books. We'll probably look online for like some videos to watch, or maybe even some experiments to do. But that's what we're going to do in the place of English. We're going to do science. I think I forgot to show you this last month, but my girls are doing a spelling workbook called Spell UC, or Spelling UC. Let me walk you through this real quick. This is the Spelling UC workbook that they use, and so what they're doing is going through here, and they use these colors. There's vowel chunks, consonant chunks, bossy R. Like I said, I go through this a lot more in my curriculum video. If you want to pull that up, I'll link it at the end of this one. But it's really fun for them to use all these colors. And then over here, they can write it out if you want them to do some sort of penmanship class. We haven't been doing that a lot, but they focus more on this side. It's also not really written in the planner because I just do the next lesson each day. We don't do specific pages. I just kind of move on through the book each day. And then for math, I wanted to tell y'all, I told you last month we were going to use schoolyourself.org for math, and we are loving it. It's really, really working out well. My girls love it because it's online and they love stuff online, but it's also really helpful for me because it really, like I was talking about before, the way it's designed is, since it's a computer, the computer is analyzing what they're getting wrong or what they're struggling with, and so the next day when they go to do either the next lesson or the review, it's kind of catered to make them work on the stuff that they struggle with. So what you do is each day there's a lesson, and I sit with my youngest daughter and I sit and watch the lesson with her because sometimes she has questions. So each day there's a lesson and there's a review. We usually separate it into 2 days, lesson and then review. And so with the review, as they're answering the questions, there's a little bar that goes across the screen. And if they get a question wrong, the bar goes back to the beginning, and that means they have to kind of start over. But the good thing is they're not starting over with the exact same questions. The computer is like analyzing all the data that they just used and is making them focus on what they struggled with. And so they're going to get that concept by the time they get to the end of the review. Then when the review's over, they have a choice and they can click great, too difficult, or too easy. And so I encourage my girls not to just click too easy every time, because if they do that, the computer will move on to the next concept. But if it really is difficult for them, I tell them to choose difficult, because then the next day, the computer will work with them on the parts that they struggled with. And then if they get it, then just go ahead and click great and you'll move on. So I really like that program. We're going to keep doing that. We're also going to keep doing the pet game. So this game's fun. It's just teaching them their division facts. And my son Sam plays it too. And of course he's 5 and doesn't do division yet, but we just kind of make up a question for him when it comes to his turn. So I want to encourage you guys. I know it's the middle of the year, kind of that middle of the year slump, but you are doing an awesome job. If you are putting this much time and effort into your kids and their education, which you obviously are because you're watching a homeschool video, a curriculum video on YouTube or IGTV, you are doing enough. Everything else will fall into place. You're doing an awesome job. I hope you guys have a fantastic February. Bye. Okay, this is how February looks so far. I'm going to put in all of our activities and assignments and days that I work and everything we have going on. Okay, first I had to add the dates. I have one of those happy planners where you add your own stickers, so you can decorate it however you want. Final product. This is February. When I wrote math and science and spelling, you know, like I talked about before, with spelling and spelling UC, we just kind of do the next lesson. So there's no reason to write page numbers down. With math, it's online. There's no need to write anything there. And then with science, we're just going to be reading those 2 books throughout this month. So I didn't try to write page numbers for that either. And then I talked about with history and Bible, how we kind of just do the next lesson. We read those aloud also. CHR is the girls, well, and Samuel's hybrid school, and so they go to that on Fridays and they love that. And then over here we're going to go to the TELUS Museum. It's this science museum. I'm so excited about going, and I will definitely post pictures and stuff on Instagram, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's MakeItWork_Marcy on Instagram. And then just some fun things as far as youth group. There's always gymnastics on Thursdays. And anyways, the reason that I wrote these, back to why I even wrote math and science and spelling without page numbers and stuff, is just to kind of keep myself on track. And I've got the little boxes and I can check those off when they're through with that subject. And then for Valentine's Day, I want to do something really fun this year. I want to just do Valentine's Day crafts. I'm going to go to like Michael's and Dollar Tree and Target, you know how it goes, and just find what I can find and do some Valentine's Day crafts that day, and also some Valentine's Day cookies and treats and stuff like that. So I'll keep y'all updated on that again on Instagram. If you want to follow me over there, you'll see my pictures and videos and stuff over there from Valentine's Day. So this is how I have it all laid out. These pink circles with stethoscopes are days that I work, so the kids can do their work from my mother-in-law's house because she watches them on those days, and they can do the stuff online from her house, so that's really nice. We are so excited. It's going to be a fantastic February, guys.